What's good, everyone? This is just one of many projects. Let me what's going on? There we go. But no, this is just one of many projects that I'm, working on with my camera setup. I'm gonna start using two cams now when I stream. Boy, I got a different capture card. It came in today, and I got a shorter cable. It made no sense me having 20 feet. Now, for my live stream events, I'm going to still use the other longer cable. But for this one, my camera's not too far away from my USB port here and my USB port right here on the laptop when I stream from the PS5. And as y'all can see, I'm also about to start streaming back on the Switch here soon. I already know I'm running into some problems with the frame rates and all that other dumb stuff, but this video really spoke out to me, and I wanted to I watched the first 2 minutes of it, but I wanted to do a reaction video because he caught my attention in the first 2 minutes just with some of the things that I've been thinking, just the thought process on content creating in general, and then trying to be within your own niche, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, please like, subscribe, follow my channel, follow his channel. I'll be sure to tag him and put his link in there too, so I can give credit where credit is due. But yes, this is a reaction video, but I want to I really finally found a content creator that just made me because every time, and again, maybe it's my algorithm, maybe it's my fault, but I feel like I finally found a content creator who and I don't think he's relatively new. I know he probably has way more subscribers to me, so he probably has high volume on his channel. I don't know, but anyway, I found a content creator that made me go, yeah, nah, he's been speaking on what I've been thinking lately. So anyway,
man. I just found myself on another one of my YouTube binges, and last week I went down a rabbit hole of watching content of creators trying to start successful businesses from scratch using AI. The creator basically saw somebody else.
So that's something I don't do. Again, I'm still very old school. Is just plug everything in and record. So I don't, as of right now, I don't do that. I think this right here, this whole setup right here, is a lot more complicated than anything else I've done. So I wouldn't even want to use AI, but
making a killing doing it, and so they wanted to try it themselves. I watched this one video where this guy tried to use AI to create kids jokes and illustrations, and then they tried to sell a kids joke book. And then I watched another video where this guy used AI to create cat illustrations so he could sell stickers on Etsy. And spoiler alert, all of these things failed miserably, but it got me.
And again, I say for me, what's easy for me to do as far as posting my content is just staying consistent with the shorts, because all I do is post gym shorts or gym memes. So YouTube shorts, Instagram reels, TikTok, that's easier for me because again, I'm just uploading my workout videos and just putting the right hashtags with it. So
thinking though, new creators, creators in general have a problem with AI. And the majority of the creators right now are just not going to survive. And I promise, this is not a human versus AI video or an AI art sucks video. I think AI is revolutionary technology. Just hear me out, all right? It's raining, by the way. Let's pick this up somewhere else.
Very generic.
In 2006, when Lil Wayne was killing every track he hopped on, a teenage me sitting in my junky room came across this program called Paint Shop Pro. And
so another thing on that, so he definitely spoke on a memory that I'm not for Paint Shop Pro, but just bringing up Lil Wayne. During that era or whatever, Windows you know, the LimeWire days and all that other stuff. Like, I think the only thing that was really, really like cool back, what was it, in the early 2000s was just like MySpace, and then just having like, that was really the early stages, not for a lot of people, but to me, the early stages of people really wanting to get into web design. And the only reason I say that, you know how people wanted to make like their backgrounds for their MySpace pages like cool. I think if you really look at it, like, we could say those are like overlays of back then to versus overlays of today. Probably kind of just misspoke, but I think people kind of get it. Like, they would take pictures, they would take projects, use like PowerPoints and shit to like make their MySpace pop. So if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Like I said, I'm in my 30s, so I think nobody. Anyway.
And infatuated with MySpace, I use this program to create one of the ugliest backgrounds of all time for one of my friends. And I was in love. This is where it all began. I torrented the Adobe Suite and proceeded to waste years of my life learning every tool, watching whatever tutorial I can get my hands on, and copying every piece of graphic design work that inspired me.
Okay, I couldn't do all that because back then, before, what was it, I had dial-up. And my mama was stubborn as fuck. We didn't move, stubborn as hell. Love you, mama. But we didn't move over to Wi-Fi probably for some years. Anyway.
Fast forward almost 20 years later, here we are. Reminiscing on these times for me really made me realize people do not enjoy what they're doing creatively. Like, have you?
This is where he caught me because, again, the best way I can explain it, streaming is not unenjoyable for me, but it's just the only engagement that I get sometimes outside of my live stream, like my actual live competition events. It's just like bots. Like, when I was live streaming earlier today, and I'm gonna get to his point, that way I don't. But when I was live streaming today, it was just like, I have a follower goal like on my live streams, and one of the things that was funny was get more viewers, you know, join me on the Discord. And I even had to tell one, because I knew it was a bot, but I even had to tell one of them. I was even like, I said, how are you going to want me to join you on a Discord, but you don't even give me, because most of the bots that I get are either on TikTok. It'd be onesies and twosies on YouTube, but like most of the bots or whatever they are, they're on my Twitch. And it get to the point, I gave you a follow on Instagram. Like, no, motherfucker. Like, but yeah, I don't. That's one aspect of streaming that I do not enjoy, because it's kind of like I'm trying to, and then too, I might be wrong, but I don't even think Twitch is really used for gaming anymore. I got a bigger, well, my YouTube is where most of my audience is at, but I got a bigger audience on YouTube and on my Kick than I do Twitch, my TikTok, and my Travo. That's why I'm like, this is really stupid.
You ever got so lost in something that days, weeks, months go by and you didn't even notice the time? That's true enjoyment in the learning process. And I feel like for a lot of new creators, this is a lost feeling. I've come to the conclusion that
yes and no. Mainly yes, because again, the process isn't as rewarding as it should be. A lot of people aren't willing to like do certain trends or address certain topics. Like, again, y'all can go find the video if y'all want. I guess me practicing promotion, but like, there are certain topics that I'm not going to talk about, and most of these topics are trending. But it's just like, I don't. And I feel like with these topics, like, people have made podcasts and talk shows about them. Mind you, they've been exposed years later, and it's kind of like, well, everybody lying. But yeah, it's the process. And I'm not talking about being rewarded overnight, but like, you really gotta put in some, like, I used to look down on streamers. Like, it was kind of like, y'all have it so easy. Y'all just stay home and, you know, make content and y'all pop. That ain't how it is, at least not anymore. That's why I'm like, damn.
the majority of new creators, they don't actually enjoy the creative field that they're trying to get into. They might just more so enjoy consuming that type of content. And that's totally fine. But I think what happens here is that it creates a disconnect between the real fans of this content. And they can instantly sense that you don't really like it like that. Like, have you ever watched somebody and you can just tell, like, that person don't really like that? Or you watch somebody else and it's like, yo, this person loves this. I can tell how passionate.
And when this is where he definitely caught my attention, because it's kind of like, again, I don't like talking about race, religion, or politics. So if I feel like I would have made that the basis of my channel, like, I'd be lying to y'all. I would legit be lying to y'all. That's why I'm like, and then somebody would be like, and you know, man, this is the year of getting exposed. So, you know, people would be like, boy, you putting out and I'm not one to put out misinformation either. So.
That they are, how they sound, and how highly they speak of it. It's just a difference that you can feel. And honestly, if you actually enjoyed the field that you were trying to get into, you put hours of work into it, and you actually wanted to excel, you could use AI to build your business or your brand so much better. Like, let's use one of the videos I watched as an example. The creator who was trying to use AI-generated illustrations to sell as stickers on Etsy. This dude knew nothing about cats. He didn't care about cats. He didn't want to know about cats. And so in turn, he just generated generic illustrations of cats. Whereas if he actually...
His marketing skills suck.
Like, enjoy cats or love cats, he would be able to utilize AI to create stickers that only real cat lovers would understand, right?
Agreed.
Like jokes about cats, or things you go through when you have a cat, or a cat's biggest fear, or some of the most desired cats in the world. These are the little things that make the biggest difference in you being able to create a successful business using AI. But I also think that this is another huge problem in the creator economy with AI. People hate work.
Not gonna hold you. His transitions are fire. Like, he doesn't do, maybe not just me, but the people who watch this, maybe this is how we need to take notes, because it's kind of like he's in one area and he goes to a different area. First he started in the parking lot, then he went to a forest, then he went to a bench. Now he's, hey, I fucks with it.
And when I say work, I mean like 9 to 5s. And to be completely honest, I don't blame them for that. Since the beginning of time, the concept has been, get you a job so you can make you some money, and then when you get off of your job, you can go do something creative for fun. Then comes AI.
Did it again. He zoomed in.
Tell me that I can use this so that I never have to work again? What? We have gotten to a point where people are trying to use creativity as a job and not an outlet. And they're using AI to...
Hey, so... Facts. Okay, so hear me out, right? Hold on. Let me go back just to make sure.
Trying to use creativity as a job and not an outlet.
Okay, so this is just how I interpreted it, which is why I kind of agree with it, but it's just like, so like prime example, content creating for me, and this is just, recording a video and posting it, right? Versus getting a microphone, getting a shitload of webcams, getting computers, getting a streaming TV or whatever, right? I felt like it was just easier for me to set up my tripod, turn on my phone, record, and just record me doing workout. And because and it still is to this day, even when I make content on, again, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, my thing is, if you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. But again, most of my content before I really started like doing the streaming thing, and I'm trying to take it serious, but trying to take it serious was just, I didn't care. I really didn't care about building an audience. But he's right. He's right.
And they're using AI to power this new job, which is crazy. We're seeing this right now in a bunch of different forms. And there's different levels to it. On this side, you got fully AI-generated YouTube channels. I'm talking about AI-generated script, AI-generated visuals, AI-generated voiceover. And then on this side, you got creators who are selling designs that they did.
So that I did not know. But I feel like based on this part right here, the AI-generated part, and he did say it's for businesses, but I feel like that would only work for you if you have a big audience. To me, but yeah.
Didn't even design at all. It's wicked out here. Let's really quick go back to these videos that I was binge watching the other week though. One thing that I forgot to mention about these videos is that they had a ton of views. And I think one reason that this is because it's a challenge. We all want to see if the person who's trying to achieve this goal is going to succeed or fail. I think that's a big bulk of the views. But
Mm.
we all want to see if the person who's trying to achieve this goal is going to succeed or fail. I think
Is he talking about in life or just in the realm of content creating?
that's a big bulk of the views. But I think the second reason why these videos got so many views is a lot more sad. The truth is, man, us as a whole right now, we are struggling in life. Financially, emotionally, physically, all of the above.
Amen. He ain't lying. All three. For some more than others, but yes, I definitely agree.
And a lot of us are just looking for a win. So when we see an opportunity for us to make some additional money or for us to get ahead in life and have to do little to no work to get there, it starts computing in our brain, bro. Like our antennas start going off. I get it. And this is
So allow me to say this. So y'all forgive me because again, I'm not trying to go left field on what he was saying, but I also agree with that because we've seen other people do it. Now maybe during the time your time was to pop off during COVID and all that other stuff because we were always in the house, but no, from that perspective and from that insight, it's like hard work don't pay off no more. And you see people, what I mean by on a come up, I'm gonna say a financial come up easier. Now what I am learning is when you get rich or get wealthy or whatever, it's hard to stay like that for some. You have to have some things in place, have some really good investing and money management skills because somebody, whatever the somebody is, the power that be, the government, whatever, somebody gonna try to take your money from you. So what I'm also learning too, not just in content creating, but it's just like even in aspects of crypto, like people who freaking became millionaires over crypto, and again, I don't want to misspeak. It's kind of like they got that lump sum so fast is when it came time to pay it back in certain aspects. They were in for a rude awakening. So, but based on that, it's kind of like, for me, I see you, and you got some you got most content creators who don't even have these types of setups. And this is no shade. I'll say it. I'm jealous because I'm trying to figure out how y'all do it. But you got some content creators, this is all they need is just their phone. They know how to properly engage with their audience, build their audience just by whether they're at the gym, they're at their job, they're in a car. They know how to gauge their audience and, collect a check just by, off the recording. I wanted to do this type of setup, just to separate myself and be different. Y'all, some money did go into this, but I don't think I would have been able to gauge or make an audience without this. Now, I am very, very consistent when I post my content, but again, I don't have that gift to make things look interesting. My materialistic stuff, that's what, I've gotten like compliments on my setups, how I stream, that's what I've gotten, noticed for. But doing something like this and all that other stuff, I don't have that gift. Even when I podcast, it's kind of like if you pay attention to my guests and the people I interview and talk to, I'm just asking the questions, but my guests and the people I've talked to on my podcast, They've made my channel for me. I haven't really had to do the work because there's nothing for me to ask you questions and just listen to you and try to get my audience to listen to you as well.
Reason why I think these videos get a lot of views. Everybody wants to make an extra dollar by doing nothing. Trust me, I get it. But the majority of the time, these methods are just not realistic.
He ain't lying.
One common theme in these videos that I was watching is that AI just lacks problem solving. Like the creator was trying to run a script for it to create a listing on Etsy, and if it didn't know what to do, it would literally just stop. And this is exactly what you would do as well if you try to create a business out of creativity that you don't care about. Like, what are you going to do when...
So, allow me to say this. I'm not trying to make a brand or anything yet, but I also definitely agree with that. Like,
AI writes something completely false in a script that it wrote for you. Well, you're not going to be able to catch it because you don't care about what it is that AI is making for you. Or what about when AI makes you sound like a complete robot in a caption for a photo that you posted? Or when AI generates something that looks so outlandish inside of a photo that you didn't even notice. These are things that you just can't catch if you don't care.
Again, so I don't use AI at all yet. And the only reason I say yet is because I'm trying to figure everything else out on my own. Between how I use basic CapCut to chop up my videos and make videos and put my content out there. I'm just now learning how to make thumbnails. I'm going to school for sociology and mental health, but it's kind of like with what I'm trying to do, you would think I should have just went to school for web design and videography and computer programming, because I like making a product and making it look good. A product that I enjoy. If it's not my project, I'm gonna do my best to help you with it, but I'm not gonna care. No, I'm lying because again, my name is attached. But anyway, yes, I don't use AI yet.
About what it is that you're creating. And when all of this compounds and this creativity venture that you started with the sole purpose of making money fails to make you money, you will leave it in the past. I can't tell you how many side hustles I've tried.
So
and this creativity venture that you started with the sole purpose of making money fails to make you money, you will leave it in the past. I can't tell.
I feel like there's a level of I'm gonna leave him on that one. And only reason because it's kind of like I do have a thought process about it, but I don't want to speak it out and run the risk of looking stupid. But it's kind of like I agree, but there's a but in there somewhere.
Tell you how many side hustles I've tried. I done tried drop shipping. I used to post memes on Facebook for money. I done tried to make blogs for advertisers. I done it all. But when these things failed to make me money, I was out, bro. I left all this stuff in the past. I pushed all of this stuff to the side, man. And it's so crazy because that's how a lot of people are treating creativity right now, bro. It's so wild to see. But like I said, this is not an anti-AI video.
How long do you have to commit to something before you give up on it? I don't want to give up on so because I've gotten better at it. I actually like streaming, regardless if I have one viewer or 1,000. I actually, now mind you, only time I get like 100, 200, or 1,000 is, again, from what I know, this is when I'm actually doing live stream events and getting my content out there, because people click on the link and then they share the link with their family, they want to watch it. But that's kind of like, that's a little bit different. That's more of a group effort versus me just doing this by myself. But I have gotten engagement. I got, like, when I streamed earlier on the City of Wolves, like, I had one generic person tell me, like, hey, this character is the best character in the game versus the bot out of the 99 bots that I got. I'm satisfied with that, you know. But, like, I can stream on this and I can stream on this and get one generic interaction and I'm satisfied. So,
I think AI is brilliant, honestly. I just think.
And my bad. The only reason again, he's addressing using AI. I'm not, you know, what he's talking, like the realm he's in, you know, and the realm I'm in is two totally different things. I think. I don't know if he streams or does his own podcasting, like, with other people. Again, this is just a video that I liked and wanted to do a reaction video on. So again, brother, when you see this, or if you see this, you know, and you think, I'm definitely not, because I agree with everything that you are saying. I'm just listening to what you're saying, thinking about the realm that I'm in. Just want to clarify that. You know, I don't want no smoke if you find, you feel me?
I think people are using it wrong, right? What the y'all seen that transition? The right tool for the right job, or these overlays that I use to signify that these things are going on in the past. The right tool for the right job. I think the key to using AI to its fullest potential is using it as an enhancement and not a crutch, just like editing assets. These overlays, transitions, and motion titles are all from the mMusic Video 3 plugin by Motion VFX. If that sounds familiar to you at all, it's probably because we collaborated on the groundbreaking mMusic Video 2 plugin a while ago. But this.
Anyway, let me go back to my channel. Anyway, I'll just leave it at that. I think I've made enough content and made a long enough video. But no, I want to get into making more videos and more content and posting it like this. But I really liked his perspective, because again, so let's be realistic. Like, what is the end goal for most upcoming content creators? We trying to get paid. Most people don't know how to run a business. Most people don't know how to engage. There are a lot of things I do not know how to do. I'm willing to learn, but if it's, you know, outside of my realm, I don't want to, you know, I want to do something I enjoy. There are aspects about content creating that I enjoy, and there are aspects about it that I just absolutely hate. You know, but to each his own. Like, subscribe. I hope you guys like the new setup that I'm doing. Again, I got different overlays that I'm gonna use. Things are gonna pick up, y'all, as far as the content creating goes. I promise you that. I'm not gonna say how, because again, I'm a firm believer that when you speak on something and it don't happen, people can use that and hold that against you. But what I will say is, I'm gonna get back on my grind, especially with the podcasting. I'm still trying to figure out the streaming stuff. I'm trying to make everything as generic as I can. So, but anyway, like, subscribe, support. In closing, I really hope to see you guys tomorrow on the live stream for the jiu-jitsu comp that I'm going to do. Again, got some additional materials, got some additional equipment. I really, really can't wait to share this with you guys. So, again, tell your friends about me. Peace.